Endzone Online with Bobby Mills.
Hello, everybody. This is Bobby Mills with theindependent.com with another version of Endzone Online. We have Josh Salmon behind the camera. Today, I'm honored to be talking to Grand Island Senior High head football coach Jeff Tomlin.
Good to see you, Bobby.
Good to see you. It's not before the season. It is postseason.
Postseason.
A little bit different here.
Yeah, a little bit different interview.
Same old great guy, though. So here we are. You made the playoffs, I think, the past 11 years in a row. Is that correct? 17 of the last 18?
19 of the last 20.
19 of the last 20. I know I was right.
But who's counting?
Who's counting?
Bobby,
Well, when it's
but
that
we're awful
good.
proud of that consistency.
No kidding. And did you get your 200th win, I understand, this year? Or was it 500?
Fortunate enough. No, it was two, man. And every one of them was hard.
Oh, I know.
Every one of them was hard.
So, the amazing thing about all this stuff is that you always have your teams prepared, and when you got, was it 2003 or was it before that you arrived here?
2003.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were full of fire then, and you're the same Coach Jeff Tomlin you were back in 2003.
Well, thank you.
How do you do that?
God bless me with. Yeah, I love the game. I love being around kids.
Yeah.
I love developing young men. God's blessed me with good health.
Yeah.
I've got a great staff that I can draw energy from and give energy to, and I've just been blessed with a lot of tough kids, a lot of tough Grand Island kids.
Oh boy, well, yeah, and I know you had to turn some things around when you came here. And Kearney's coming up in the playoffs. I wanted to clear something up about that because they play Kearney every year in the playoffs. Well, this isn't true.
Right.
I think it's only been, 3 or 4 times since you've been here.
Yeah, third time since I've been here is all. Maybe the 5th overall, but third since I've been here.
You play West Side probably as many times or whatever as Kearney, but same old, same old. You prepare that probably the same way you do for anything else.
Right.
So we're not going to ask you a bunch of questions about Kearney. People know about it. You know about it. You're going to play your great game. So.
Yeah, our kids are going to play their hearts out, and we're going to have them well prepared. Yep. And it's going to be a great atmosphere.
It will. We don't need to know, and it's over there. We don't need to know anymore.
Absolutely.
If it's anything like here.
Right.
You're going to get your money's worth, baby. So
you betcha. You betcha.
You've had some injuries this year that I haven't seen crop up in years past. You want to tell me a little bit about that? It's just been abnormal.
Yeah, it has been, Bobby. It's unlike probably, I've been 36 years a high school coach and had 2 college years and 38 years of coaching. I've never had a year where we had this many serious injuries that ended in season-ending injuries or surgeries. And so our kids have had to overcome a lot of adversity, and that's been a great life lesson for them.
It's tough.
They've developed a lot of toughness and resiliency through that. Of course, our heart breaks for the kids that can't play, particularly the seniors that lose their season or a portion of their season. So we're really proud of the kids that have stepped up and filled in, and somehow our leaders, our senior leaders, have melded all that together and made those kids feel like they're important. And maybe they're playing a little bit above their ability right now, but they're playing pretty hard, and so we have to live what we preach, which is, respond. Don't react, respond to adversity. And so we have to live what we preach, and our kids are doing that.
And we talked before about this might be one of the better groups you've had. And that's great to hear, because this is a year where you needed that, especially, and your quarterback is a magnificent young guy.
Yeah,
tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've been blessed ever since I've been in Grand Island. We've had great senior classes of young men that wore the purple and gold and represented our school well, and this is one of the best I've had as far as the preparation, the off season, the leadership that they've displayed, the modeling, the role models that they are, the students that they are. And they've had a tough act to follow. Like I said, I haven't had a bad one.
No.
And I've had a lot of good ones. And so this bunch of seniors I would stack up character-wise against anybody, and they've been tremendous leaders. And like you said, Bodie Albers is our quarterback and one of our captains, and just a super young man, a great student athlete. He's a student athlete. Yeah. Same with Reed Kelly, another captain, one of the better two-way linemen we've ever had at senior high.
Saying something.
And that's saying something. Justice Hostetler, third year starting. Captain for us, just a tremendous young man, has played through pretty significant shoulder injury for a number of games, and so he's tough. Ryan Kostler's a captain. Trey Ingberg's a captain. Our 5 captains kind of epitomize that whole group, and then all of those seniors are servant leaders. They're the ones cleaning the locker room. They're the ones giving kids rides. They're the ones, and so I'm honored to have been around that bunch. It's been a joy.
Because I thought last year was good.
And they were tremendous.
And this year to be on that level is really good.
Absolutely.
And they must have been good teachers. Can you talk about this year a little bit? There's been ups and downs and peaks and valleys. That there was a skid. Was it a 4-game skid during the middle of the season? Was that injury caused? Was that?
Well, I think all those things
games were tough too.
Yeah. You know, we started off with a 1-point victory over North Platte. Always a tough game.
Oh yeah.
And then went to West Side, and we felt like we got better. I know the score doesn't indicate that we got better, but we felt like we got better as a team. We end up, I think. Who did we draw next? We went to Norfolk. Always a tough road game.
Oh, boy, it's a good game.
And got out of there with a 2-point win. Tough fought game. Came back, Lincoln High. Won the Hall of Fame game. That's really important to us. The Islander Football Hall of Fame game. Went to Fremont and was able to get out of there with the victory. And we felt like we were getting better, but it seemed like we were losing a guy each week. And it started to take a toll. And then, of course, we played Kearney, Elk South, Omaha North, right in a row, week 6, 7, 8, and I felt like, except for maybe a half at Elkhorn South, I felt like we played really pretty good football against some really good teams.
And I heard Omaha North was an awful tough game for them. Because they said Grand Island must have improved a lot, or were already that good that game. So when you hear that from Coach Martin, that must have been a good turning point, or maybe a get better game for you guys. I don't know.
I really feel like we've gotten a little bit better each week.
Great.
Even aside from the injuries, we've gotten a little bit better each week, and so we can still see growth. And we've got some young guys, so they're gonna improve a little bit more each week than maybe a veteran. So I'm really proud of the bunch and the way they fought through. And of course, we ended our season with Omaha Northwest, and they've struggled some.
Yeah.
But we admire the fact that they finished. And those young men fought through the whole season. So felt like we ended on a positive, good senior night, and now we're ready for playoffs.
Into the postseason, and you in the past 5 or 6 years, you haven't lost in the first round. So people expect a good old playoff run from the Islanders. This could be a last question, could be a tough one. I sent you the question, and maybe you've had time to think about it. I have never heard or seen or watched film or anything concerning Islander football where your teams weren't prepared to play on Friday nights. I've never heard you say, well, we came out flat that game. How do you do that? How do you mold that from the start? And never, all the coaches I talked to throughout the state, boy, they gave us their best shot. How do you create a resume like that?
Well, it's
you're
hard.
The man.
It's hard, and
that's a great.
I think
compliment.
It's our process. Yeah. It is a great compliment. I appreciate that.
They know that
the consistency that we had. I think we have really, really great kids who commit fully.
Yeah.
And then we work them really hard. They pay a heavy price to be a part of Islander football. They invest so much that they really have no other choice other than to fight.
Yeah.
Because they've invested so much. The coaching staff I have has been second to none. We've had some turnover, but for the most part, we've had a lot of consistency.
There's a core there.
Great teachers of young men and great motivators. And then once you get a roll going of a little bit of a tradition, then the expectation is I can't let this thing down.
Yeah.
And that's a powerful motivator, and it's powerful momentum for the next group.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to let it down. But I think, we also prepare for every game the same.
Yeah, I always
don't-
know that. Yeah.
We don't say this is the game we're circling on our calendar.
Yeah, I know.
Every game's important, and excellence is our goal, no matter what.
Every time somebody talks about circling a game, I always think about you and this deal. So
We've been circled many times.
Yeah.
And that's good. We,
Oh,
we
you-
welcome that.
That's
but
right.
we aren't going to circle anybody because we prepare for everybody as hard as we can.
okay, well, I tell you what, it's worked, and I'm going to see you in that Hall of Fame